Welcome to Nonprofit Network, powered by Stokes Auction Group. We are a group of fundraising professionals that specialize in raising funds to improve communities of all sizes. Hey! Here it is! One more episode of your favorite fundraising cast.
Yes, which are also fundraiser fanatics.
Fundraiser fanatics.
Fundraiser fanatics.
Oh,
Darn, I love that.
You're a rebrand coming on.
Yes, fundraiser fanatics.
Hashtag fundraising fanatics.
What's fundraiser. Going on?
What fundraiser?
Oh, fanatic.
We're still workshopping it if you haven't figured it out. It is officially February as of this morning. We are not ready for it, but here we are.
Wow, January's gone.
Wow. January is adios, amigos.
That's crazy. That means 11 months before I go back on vacation.
Oh. By the way, speaking of vacations, I'm Shelby Stokes, and I'm always on vacation.
He is in his mind. Kelly Schenfeld needs to take a vacation.
Fundraiser fanatic number 3, Polly Schenfeld here.
Wait, there's a
trying to get
now?
him to take him a vacation.
If he's number 3, does that mean you and I got to flip for first place, or how does that work?
No, I'm always first. We should remember that.
That's why we defer to you most of the time.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm
sure.
always first.
Well, thanks for hanging with us today. Like I said, it's February. Fundraising season has begun. I just got back from Auctioneer College, so nice to see all those young and up-and-coming auctioneers. Always fun to go back to beautiful Big Sky country of Montana. It was good. It was an early flight, though.
Yeah.
You know you've done something wrong when you are getting on the shuttle with the flight crew to leave.
No, that's...
What? Really?
No,
that is early.
That happens to us all the time.
Truly crack of dawn.
Guy behind the front desk. Yeah, could you be down here like 4:30? Well, make it 4:25. I'm like,
Oh, man, really?
So it was a good time. Like all travel aside, we had a really good time. Always nice to see them. I did not have a fundraiser this weekend, but somebody on this panel did.
Was that you or is that me?
That must be fundraiser fanatic number 1 or 2. It wasn't
number one.
Definitely number one.
Number one. Yes, we did have an event this weekend, and it was an indication of what we've talked about a few times on our podcast in the past, and that things are kind of correcting a little bit, which is kind of fun to see. It's the numbers are still there, but they're matching last year's numbers, if that makes sense. So we're not having those launch out there huge numbers right now. We had that last year where everybody's wanting to get together. Now they are together. And now here we're doing auction number 2 of that same group. So it's kind of a good barometer that we could see. So our numbers hung. It was good. It's a great organization, great people. Loved all of it. New venue that they've used years ago, but for them, it's a new venue, and they did a really fine job. So, but again, it was interesting to see that we kind of had that correction that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Our numbers were the same.
Did it feel like a back to reality type moment?
It felt like a thank gosh back to reality, because I think reality is where fundraising auctions need to live, as opposed to the pressures that are applied to auction chairs as well as organizations. The number just can't keep going up. It's like a house, right? Eventually you're going to price yourself out of your community's market and the ability to give. So I thought it was very refreshing. I know they wanted to beat last year's number. Every auction always does. That's our goal, right? But when you have a stellar number, you kind of just hope to meet it instead of beat it. And I think that's where we were at. But I do want to talk to you guys about something. We did a by the head.
Ooh.
And or per person, I guess. By the head isn't the thing. But it worked pretty good, except we had an issue with when we got to, we had 32 spots, and we got to spot 12, I think it was. That guy wanted to buy the rest of the spots. Well, we still got.
Oh, really?
We still got 15 cards in the air.
Well, things just got awkward.
So things got really funky in a hurry. So, but I know that we were kind of throwing around talking about by the heads or per persons today. Maybe we should talk about that in today's podcast.
Let's talk a little bit about
that.
what is a by the head or per person per couple item.
Yeah.
Well, it's typically an item that has either 5, 10, 15, or up to 50 spots available, and it's set at a price point where anybody hopefully can buy their way in. Could be $25 per person, $50 a couple, up to $250, depending on what the item is and those types of issues, which we can get into later. But it's basically a multiple buy-in of a particular item. Like, let's have a movie night at the local theater for 30 people, and we're going to watch Forrest Gump, and you're going to get all the food and drink that you want. It's $25 to go. If you want to go, raise your hand. And you've only got 30 spots to sell. So the idea is that you get 60 hands in the air.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, the price was $25. Now I only got 30. So now I'm going to raise the price to $30. And then now you've lost a few hands, and now you're down to 50. Okay, and then you keep raising the price up until you land right on that 30 number. And let's say the price is $75 per person. And then the auctioneer starts counting off the numbers and keeping track, hopefully, because it's very critical that you get this right. So that's
And it's
basically...
Yeah, it's better to be short than it is to go over.
Yes.
And that's why, because when you're short, you can push your audience for a couple more. Oh, we have 2 more slots, right? As opposed to, we got a hard stop at 32, which is what our situation was. And I mean, hard stop at 32,
Stop.
because the year before we did 34 and got in trouble. So
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Because that is a very important aspect. If you have to know as the auctioneer, it's like, hey, Mr. Smith, I know you've offered this in the past. You've got 30 spots. What happens if I sell 32? And no, don't do that. You can only sell 30. So you know going in.
you know.
Yeah.
In other cases, it can be, you can probably sell 3 or 4 more. But you got to know before you go in, and then you put that person on the spot. And you say, hey, well, look at all the interest here, Bill. Can you sell 4 more? Yeah, absolutely, I will.
Yeah, and that's
Kind
kind
of
of
thing.
pre-scripted too. So
Definitely.
consider having a by the head in your auction, or we keep calling them by the heads because that's what our form says. But is that what our form says?
I'm not sure what our form says, but I mean, essentially what you're doing is you are selling an amount of spots, and whether it's for a couple or a person or whomever that individual is, you are selling spots to some sort of an event, right? So we've called it by the head for many years. We've called it per person.
I think it's per
couple.
person on our sheet.
I
think
tried
it
to
is
Google
per
it to
person.
see what the common vernacular was, and I couldn't find many results. So this could go by a number of names, but essentially you are selling tickets to an event of some kind.
Yeah. And dinners work. That's what this one was. Dinners work with somebody in your community. We just suggested that, in fact, to another group, that they do a dinner, and they could do a by the head situation like that. Typically, if it's a dinner for you and 8 of your friends, you want to sell that as one package, right? But let's say you're having a barbecue, and it's a barbecue at Aunt Billy's with a Texas Hold'em tournament. 50 slots, right? That's a little bit different than 10 people for dinner, but some of those dinners work. I mean, it just depends on where they're going to be having the dinner. They were having this one in this guy's winery library.
Oh, sounds awesome.
It was beautiful.
And that's another aspect.
Sure, he does a lot of reading there.
A lot of reading.
A lot of reading.
That might be a nice add to one of these events. Like, we're going to have a wine tasting at the Smith's house, and we're going to invite the CEO of Microsoft. He's going to be there. That would be an interesting draw.
Yeah.
That would draw interest to it, because we get this question a lot. I have this package. These people want to do, a farm-to-table dinner out in the field, and they've got enough for 20 people. Should I sell that as a single package, or should I sell that per couple? We get that question a lot. I'm sure you guys do.
And I think you have to look at your community on that one, because if you have a buyer that would be able to handle 20 people price-wise, then you sell it as one. But boy,
And I even think that that's worth a pre-conversation with the
Absolutely.
individuals that could potentially buy that package, right? So say, for example, you're selling a barbecue dinner for 20. If there are 2 businesses in the room that are represented by ownership or a CEO, this could be used as a retreat. Have those conversations with those 2 individuals prior to see if you can get 2 people bidding back and forth. If you run into the situation where they're like, no, I'm not really interested, then you go to this format, which is per couple. So how many people would like to go? You sell 10 times each spot getting 2 admittance.
you're doing
admins,
so good. You're
add
doing
to-
it,
What's
Peter.
the word? What's the word I'm looking for?
Admission.
Admission. 2 admissions to the dinner, and then you're solid, because 10 times 2 is 20. Thank you! The math was much easier than the speaking, in case you were wondering.
I had a conversation with a client last week, and here, let me present this to you.
Okay.
I'm telling you, didn't even give you guys a heads up for this.
I'm
You-
so
a lot of you for
excited.
this.
Oh my God, it's gonna be great.
Duck.
The item, there's a place near where we live that offers tree houses. Have you guys ever heard of this?
Oh, we sell
A
'em.
treehouse, yes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very cool. I mean, they're super awesome,
The
right?
boo-
They got-
Like
the bougie
7 or 8 of
ones.
them.
Like
Yeah,
the
they're-
really nice ones.
oh man, they got
The ones
different.
with the toilet, and then some of them don't have a toilet.
Yeah, they're themed and they're out in the woods or they're up on the cliff and they're really awesome.
You have to pee
This-
off of the branch.
Yeah,
That doesn't
this
have a toilet.
this outfit offered this package to sell, and it's for 35 people. And it is good from Sunday through Thursday for 3.5 hours.
Oh, cool.
How does that fit into the treehouse?
It's at the treehouse. They also have a big lodge that could accommodate that many
Oh.
people on, and it's the ambiance is similar to the tree houses. There's creeks running through it
Sure.
and whatever. And movie, they offered a movie. What are your thoughts on 3.5 hours, Sunday through Thursday,
Okay.
for 35 people? Should we sell it as a single package or sell it by the person?
That's by the person.
What
in my
is your
mind.
community? What is the community that's going to be buying? How many slots are there again?
35.
And what's the community-ish? Is it
Upper end.
Upper end school?
Upper end special education organization. Yeah, I guess I should have given you a heads up on this one.
Well, I mean that's normally I would say that's a by the head or a per person. I would agree with Shelby on that. But yet there's the other side of my brain that says upper end. They may want to do something, for the teachers, because the way that you could sell that is, you could buy this and have your teachers come, or if
Make
the
it a corporate retreat.
make it a corporate
team
retreat.
building.
Yeah. Knowing the room that you're talking about, I think that it is a package deal. I think you sell it as one item.
Yeah, I feel like it
Yeah,
could go
I think that's
as
one
one.
item.
I mean, by the head feels less. Whoever buys this is going to want control of who's there.
Yeah,
And well, you said you had 36 spots.
35.
5.
I mean, the room that you're talking about is a big room, right?
Uh-huh.
So I think
Yeah.
36
Yeah, no, that's
is going
one
to be quite a
package.
melting pot. You know what I mean? Because like if it's like a smaller school that you're selling that at, and there's like 200 people and they're all parents that know one another, I think then you could sell it by the couple. But because of the footprint that attend that event specifically, I almost think it's a corporate buy. You
Yeah.
agree?
Yep.
You agree?
I
Yeah.
totally do.
Yeah.
I question the donor only offering it for 3.5 hours. Doesn't that kind of seem?
Well, is it like a 5-course meal type setup?
No.
Or, okay. No meal.
It's just the
No.
venue.
Just the venue and a movie and the grounds, which are
Yeah,
beautiful.
so you're not going to raise a
And
lot of
yeah.
money off of this.
Well,
I mean, you
in
can.
the room they should.
Yeah.
The room that they have should bring money. But yeah, I'd almost try to get a catering package in that, or
Something.
like
Oh.
past hors d'oeuvres,
Something that's-
or
yeah.
like wine, maybe
Right.
Turn it into
Okay.
a wine
You know what I
tasting,
mean?
Yeah.
even almost, or
like a Sunday wine, mimosas and
Oh, mimosas and movies.
meatballs.
Mimosas?
Morning.
mimosas, meatballs, and movies. The Triple M.
Oh my.
Swap out meatballs for muffins. That's much more
Muffins?
appropriate for a morning meal.
Right. So at your committee
Meatballs are
meetings,
pretty good though.
you're presented with this. Should we sell this by package or by the person or couple?
Oh,
Know the demographics.
know the
What's
demographics.
Know the
number one,
demographics.
For sure.
Know the
Yeah.
audience that you're selling. You know, if it's a bunch of parents or if it's a bunch of teachers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they all? And I always have questioned 30 people, 35 people's ability to plan. Hey, are you available March 8th or whatever the date is? I've always questioned whether or not you'd be able to get all 30 people to coordinate on a single date, but it depends
Yeah.
on what it is.
And,
Yeah.
and keep in mind that we are like using this scenario in terms of the topic of today on how you can leverage like an event of some kind and get people to it. But you could easily spin this package specifically into like a fundraiser of its own type. You know what I mean? Like
Oh.
get 36 of your higher members to come together and talk about the needs of XYZ organization. You know what I mean? Like you'd almost use it as a standalone fundraiser.
That's
know
a
what I'm
pretty
saying?
good idea.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. food
As
for
a
thought.
procurement group.
As yeah, or a reward. How about a reward for your procurement team?
And brainstorm
we go.
on next year. Brainstorm on next
This
year's
is why we can never
procurement.
choose a topic. It's because we're so.
I know.
We love you guys per person per couple. Let's talk about that some more. So what are the best items to look for? Paul kind of brought it up. Unique, like a treehouse in the woods for 3 hours with a whole bunch of people, is a super unique package, and that's why it's kind of even considered as a by the head package. I think that you can also take something like this and pair it with somebody important with the community, within the community, right? It's everybody loves Dave. It's barbecue with Dave. 36 people. Who wants to go? Right? I think that those are two ways that you can really take a package and elevate it to make this a more desirable gathering.
You know something else that just popped into my head?
Oh boy.
I know. And it might not even be a great idea, but right now everybody moving corporately as well as in big families, as well as, events, fundraising, all those things. I've had these looming ideas of public speakers or motivational speakers. That would be something that you could do a by the head for, is a motivational speaker.
Oh, yeah.
And
good point.
that would be, it would fit corporate, it would fit whatever, but get yourself a motivational speaker for a by the head.
I think it's a great idea. It's going to add to the draw, right?
It's going to add to the draw. It promotes moving forward, moving on, forward motion. It promotes that group is investing in themselves, whether it be corporate or for an auction that they're getting ready to do. But
A video
I think-
intro to that package would be pretty beneficial.
yeah,
too.
yeah, and there's
You can
some,
even turn it into a seminar.
you could.
Hi, I'm John Maxwell, and come hear me talk about the secrets of success, March 22nd.
Yeah, we're going to talk about artificial intelligence and how it's going to change the
Artificial
world.
intelligence. Oh, God. Kelly gets a little stressed out about the AI. You can hear the blood pressure increasing on the other end, I'm sure.
It's okay.
So, so per person per couple. We talked about presenting the date and saying who wants to go for X amount of dollars and raising the price. I have also seen in more recent years that some organizations just choose to dictate the price and then just sell them until they're gone.
Yeah.
In other words, you'll make just over covering costs or covering cost of the event accurately, and then saying, okay, we need 50 people at $50, boom, 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 gone. And not doing the raise and lower metrics, and a lot of that reason normally has to do with the attention of the audience.
Yeah.
If you can't get their attention, trying to raise the price on a package doesn't always work on these items specifically. So
And if I can
you wanna
make
lock in the price.
Yeah,
do
and
it.
if I can make a quick suggestion
Suggestion.
that has nothing to do with
Nothing.
by the head or any of that, it's time to not be having 3 and 4 spots at the schools. Have 1, maybe 2.
What, parking spot?
Parking
Oh,
spots.
the parking spot. Just one.
Yeah, 1, maybe 2. They're shriveling up, folks.
Selling these spots by the car now.
We're shriveling. Let's get that demand back. Let's get that demand back.
Let's get the demand back. Yeah, and if you're selling an event, keep the demand high with a low number of tickets based on your room.
That's
the last thing I'll
right.
add.
That's
If you
right.
have a room of 500 people, have
350 tickets.
not 350, maybe 350 tickets. Have less tickets than you have people in the room to build demand and urgency.
Right.
You have 10 people, we only have 8 spots. Better get them quick.
Right, but how do you know you have 10 people?
The plot thickens, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you being with us today.
We'll continue this one next week.
If you are not watching us on YouTube or Spotify, you can check out the video version of this cast on both of those places. And if you want more of us, follow us on the socials, our YouTube page. We're focusing there. We're also putting together some educational
Yes!
type content, which
Pretty excited.
is uncomfortable but fun all at
very
the same
uncomfortable.
time. So if you want to feel uncomfortable but also have fun, check out some of that. If you haven't subscribed, please do so wherever the like or follow button is. If you're on a podcatcher, a rating of 5 stars would be oh so appreciated.
Hey, you guys, thanks for joining us. Be good to yourself and to those around you.
Yeah, go out. Be gracious.
And go do good. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you next time.
See you.